Monday. Trying to get everything set up here so you can get a good look. We're going to go through our June kits. I'm so excited to share them with you too. So hang on one second. It always seems to work better if I move my mat. Oh, I always find things under my mat when I move it. That's always a good thing. Okay, so let's see. Plus it helps me be able to know where I should be. Where I'm supposed to be. Okay. So I think I should be good. Wonder. Hang on one second. I was hoping that I could. All right, I'm not going to mess with this because the more I mess with it, the worse it'll get. So, how are you guys today? All right. That's about as good as it's going to get, I think. And let's see if we can get my lights. All right. Good morning. I'm so excited to share these with you. Last week we did a little share. In fact, let me know if you can hear me. And, okay, so I can see that I'm at least in the right place. Okay, so who's here today? 1, 2, all set up. All right, so today I thought, actually, I'm super excited to share our June kits with you guys. We've got so many amazing things included, and it's really a fun kit. I think it's nice to have something that is different than what we've done in the past. So I'm really excited about that. I'm trying to see if, you know what, I just need to stop. Yeah, so all is good here. We've been busy. You likely have received your shipping notification for your June kits. And so, or you've received them already. I'm sorry for the glare. I think once I get all this plastic off of here, it's going to be better. So, yeah, so we've been busy shipping. I'm going to go through everything. And then once I do that, I'll go back through, we'll do a little kind of a quick tutorial on how to use our color kit and how it coordinates with our embellishment kit this month. We'll also kind of, I'll show you some different ways to use our grunge stamp, which is super cool. I'm really excited about this one. It's we've done grunge stamps in the past, and this one's a little bit different. It's a halftone stamp, so it's got a lot of texture and pattern within it. So this is really a great stamp. So before I start going crazy and telling you all the things, let's pull some of this aside. Okay, so pull this aside. So this is our main kit and our pattern paper kit. And I'll open both our pattern paper and our the papers in our main kit. They're identical. It just gives you a second sheet of each pattern paper so that if you like to have double page spreads or you hate having to choose which side you want to use, and if you do cut files or die cutting, it's a great way to have all the options. And also too, it allows you to stretch your kits quite a bit by having a second sheet of each paper. So anyway, without further ado, let's get rid of some of this glare because it's terrible. So let's pull this out. The other thing that I want to mention is that starting with our June kits, we are going to be including a sheet that includes 2 sketches that to help inspire you on different ways that you can use the products in your kit. So they're great for jumping off point. The other thing I want to mention is that we have created a new area on our website called our Inspiration Center, and it's great because you can find exactly what you're looking for. So we have it broken down by each month's kits, and so you'll be able to find all of the process videos that go along with our June kits, our May kits, our April kits. You'll also be able to find them by products that are used, so mixed media layouts, different techniques, and all kinds of different, they're broken out into a variety of different ways. So it'll make it a lot easier for you to find exactly what you're looking for. The other thing is that we will also have designer spotlights. So if you like layouts that are created by a specific designer, you'll be able to access those as well. And we'll also be adding the links to all of the reels that our design team members that create reels for us do. And they're a great way to find like super quick inspiration where you can take a peek at a layout from start to finish within 2 minutes. So if you only have a couple minutes and you just want some down and dirty quick idea, reels are a great way to go. Or, photos, of course, too. And our YouTube channel and our Facebook group are a great place for you to be able to find those things. So if you haven't followed us on all of our social media platforms, be sure to follow us on Instagram. We add new projects there every single day, and we add reels throughout the week. Join our Facebook group. It's a great place to find ideas, to share your projects, and to connect with all kinds of passionate paper crafters from all over the globe. And you can connect there and share your ideas, share your projects. Our design team shares projects there as well. And we have all kinds of polls and interaction where we ask for your input. So be sure to join our Facebook group, and all of the links for all of these things are listed in the description box below this video. So be sure to check those out, along with links to all of the products that are included in our June kits. So yeah. So hi, Tina. Glad you could pop in today. I'm super excited to have you here, and I'm looking forward to moving forward with this. So anyway, you'll be able to open up your main kit and you will find your sketch. let's see. Real quickly too, last week I did kind of a down and dirty, like basic share of our June kits, and I did a quick grid layout based on this sketch, which you can find in on our website. I believe that our sketches currently are where you'll find our cut files, and that's likely going to change, but that's where all of our downloads are, so you'll be able to find this sketch there. So anyway, I use this sketch and products in our June kits along with the stamp set that was included in our May kit. So it's got all these little textury stamps. It's got 4 different designs, and so I use these to help me create my grid for my page. And here is the finished layout. And so if I can bring this up closer without well, losing, but it's a great kit. These, we've got silver accents. The silver is on our vellum die cuts. We've got silver in our puffies. We've got silver little accents in on our die cardstock die cuts, and there's lots to choose from. So I used a lot of things from both our main kit and our embellishment add-on kit here. And I believe that this little guy here was a 3x4 card from our Pocket Life kit, and I split it in half and kind of adjusted it so it would fit my grid. But anyway, so this is the page that I did. There's a better picture of it in our Facebook group, so be sure to check that out. And there's a video, which I'm a super slow scrapbooker, and I'm not particularly chatty when I scrapbook, so if you can bear with my conversation throughout the video. Last week's Sunday Fun Day Live is when I created this. So that's just a quick kind of look at something that you can make with these kits. So let's get moving, because I'll go on and on and on forever. So let's open up the pattern paper and the paper that's included in our, so that I can show you the front and back. I'm going to open both of these. They all come shrink wrapped, so that protects the papers and the corners and all that kind of good stuff. So, and for those of you that aren't familiar with our paper quality, we use a really heavyweight cardstock for our printing, and so it holds up and it gives a lot of weight to your pages. So that's kind of nice. It isn't like a super flimsy sheet of cardstock. There's a lot of weight to this. So let me do this. Okay, so this is I'll try to lay them out so that we can see each of them. And the lighting for this isn't great. I have all my lights on, but let's see if this helps. Oh, it just moved my camera, but here. Gosh, you know, who knows what I'm doing? Hang on, let me see this, because this is bugging me. I just want to make sure because this mat kind of helps me know where to put the things. Okay, so this one is called Ask Directions, and it's a fun kind of abstract like road map, or like if you were to look at maybe a subway map or a bus route or something like that, where it has all the different bus stops. So love the colors. This lime green and the navy and the red and all of the blues. There's a little bit of peach in this one, but very little in the way of pinks. So for those of you that have been, you know, asking for something that's got less pink and less flowers in it, we listened. So, and this is the B-side, and it has a little, I can hold it up a little closer so you can see. It's hard, the colors really aren't being done justice here. Did I get it to work better? That's making me crazy. Okay. So anyway, this one has like a, it goes from green to blue to green. So it's got a really cool ombre, and it would be a great background. And I love the way that the width of all of the, I guess you'd call them diamonds or squares, depending on how you, which orientation you put the paper down. But they go from thicker to thinner as you go out towards the edge. So it would be an awesome background page. So love that one. The next one is called Cityscape. And this, all of the icons and elements in our June kits are all based around adventure and being out and about for the summer. So it could be around a day in the city where you live, or travel, or, you know, just being out and about. You can use absolutely anything. It doesn't have to be city. It could be town, you know, it could be going to the park, just any of your summer exploration. So this particular one has a city skyline. And then the B-side for this one is a white with a, or light blue with a tiny white arrow. And like I said, the color isn't quite, gosh, I wonder if I could, I'm afraid to go too close. Actually, maybe I'll just do that for now, and just put the papers down, and then I'll zoom out in a bit. Okay, so this is the blue A side on that one, or B side on the skyline, and then this one is called Cross Here, and it's got a bunch of squares that are on the diagonal. Some of them are solid, and some of them have a white line through them. So love that pattern. Lot you can do. You could fussy cut it. You could cut these in strips. You could cut these in strips and do paper weaving like I did a couple weeks ago on, I did a couple of videos with paper weaving. So this would be a fun one for that. And then the B side is a white with a little gray pattern. And these lines remind me of the framing when you look through your camera lens, and it gives you kind of the area in which is being focused, or where your camera is focusing or your lens is focusing on when you look through your the viewfinder on your camera. Can't speak. This one is called Detour Ahead, and if you can see, the flowers have like cool little pattern in them. It's like a little crosshatch, but they're, you know, like kind of a modern flower, um, not super, I don't know, feminine. I guess they could be used for absolutely anything. But I like the pattern in them. They've got, they're just kind of different, and uh, they're kind of sketchy, which is kind of fun. And then the back side is this, it's kind of a muted, it's the same tone as the red, it's just been muted a bit, and it's a diagonal stripe, which is fun. And then this one is called Going in Circles, and it is a concentric circle pattern. Let me see if I can bring it up. Would sure be nice if the colors showed up a little more accurate, but anyway, it's called Going in Circles. And then the B side on this one is this arrow pattern, and it's a tone on tone with a green background and a very light green arrow. And this is a fun layering piece. Could be a background, could just be used to add a pop of color on your background. And it's got like a kind of a chevron branding strip at the bottom. This one is called Home Tour, and you could use this one in a variety of different ways. It would be a great background just as it is. You could fussy cut around the edge, and if you didn't like want to try and like be precise around these edges, use your paper trimmer and cut around the edge. And then if you have a corner rounder, just use your corner rounder and round the corners. I think that what is it called? The crocodile, is it called the chomper or corner chomper or something like that, would work. And then there's a lot of corner rounders that have various different curves on them. So that would work. You could also fussy cut this portion of it out, and then you would have two options. You could use the outside portion as a frame, and you could layer that over another pattern and put, I would put dimensional foam squares or tape around the edge and lay it on another pattern, or a solid sheet of cardstock, and use this as a frame, kind of creating a shadow box, if you will. And then you can build your page on the solid page, and you can tuck stuff underneath your frame. And then you can take the centerpiece and use it on another layout and just have kind of an interesting shape to add to a second layout. So that one has a lot of options. And then this one is the B side, and I love it. A lot of different ways that you can use this. You could use it as a background. You could cut these out and run them on a diagonal, and maybe create a diagonal layout. If you cut them in strips, you could kind of offset them so that they're not lined up exactly, and you could overlap them a bit, and it would create just a really nice, bold, kind of a focal point on your page. So that one has a lot of options too. This one is called It's a Sign, and it is these navy little line drawings of all kinds of travel icons, or just being on the go, I guess. things that you do, you know, cameras, a hot air balloon, which is me never, um, but a little road trip, a city skyline, I was here, let's go, little road map with a, call these a geotag. Is that right? Geotag. Um, a little compass, a light bulb, adventure, some ramen, just all kinds of things. So, you know, perfect for just a day out, whether that be the zoo or, you know, whatever. And then here is the B side of this one. And this is a great background. It's a very, very subtle gray, and it has a little grid of 9 little darker gray dots. So this would be a great background. You could use it for mixed media. You could use it for absolutely anything. You could use it, you could cut a cut file out of it. You could die cut with it. And then it has this cool kind of a Scandinavian print at the bottom. Then here is another skyline, and this one is called Night on the Town, and it's all blues. And in the background, I don't know if you can see this, but in the background, it's got a very subtle sunburst. So you could use this the way that it is. You could fussy cut all these little shapes. And so and use them as a layer. So you could fussy cut each of the pieces out and then kind of create a dimensional scene, putting foam squares underneath, and just continue to build as you move forward. So that's a really fun design. And then the B side of this one, see, I told you I could talk and talk and talk, is this muted, kind of a rosy, it's kind of a peachy pink, I guess, and it's just a grid. Great background, layering piece. And then the little branding strip is the little kind of a modern bus route. So, and then this is called Bright Signal, and it's bright and it's bold, and there's florals and shapes. You can fussy cut these. You can fussy cut them individually. You can fussy cut them in strips. You can fussy cut them in grids, and you can layer them. They add some just really interesting details to your pages. So love that. And then the B side on this one is a very, it's a like nested concentric shape. It's on a white background. I'm trying to see if I can get the, okay, hang on. So does that help? I'm just trying to, okay, you can see the shape here. But it's really subtle, and you could easily use this as a background, as a layering piece. You could die cut out of it. You could use it to cut a cut file, just all kinds of things. So love that one. Here's another kind of a graphic design. This one is called Right Up My Alley. And this one's great. It would be great for a grid design. The layout that I did earlier as a grid design, you could cut these out in grids and create a grid design using that sketch. So that one's super cool. And then on the B side, it's this lime green citrus. It's a citrusy, like yellowish green, and a vertical stripe with little dots. And it's got that kind of the pattern that I just showed you with the blue. It's got it in a reddish rust. And then this one is called Rush Hour, and great for a, I know it's kind of, it's zoomed in a little too much for this one, but about a third of the page is this light blue with white stripe, and then it's a navy blue tone on tone. And I don't know if you can, let's see if I can show you you can see the pattern there a little bit, but it's got a darker navy in there. So there's a nice little detail in that one. This one would be a great background. And then the B side is this fun, just a very bold, graphic, modern stripe. And I just love it. Not sure how I'd use it yet, but I love it. I love the colors. I love all the patterns and the different edges of each one of the stripes. I just think it would just be an awesome design to use if you cut it and just use little pieces of it, cutting it horizontally, or if you wanted to turn it 90 degrees, you could cut these out on and use them as horizontal stripes. Or you could fussy cut along each one of the little lines and just create like some really cool edges. You know, it doesn't always have to be a scallop. It doesn't have to be, you know, like a zigzag, or the edges don't always have to be symmetrical and clean. You can have these nice jagged edges that would be really, really cool. So, and then the last one is called Street View, and it is a city map with all of the streets, and it's also got a very subtle skyline at the bottom. So you could use it as it is. You could fussy cut this out and layer it on something else. Just a really fun paper. And then on the B side is a blue chevron with a lime green stripe on a white background. So that one would be really fun too. So I'm super excited to use this. And you know, it was really fun to play with all of the products last week because they were so different. And I found them very, very easy to use. And then let's go ahead and look at the cardstock really quick because we're messing with paper. And so our cardstock add-on kit includes colors that coordinate perfectly with the kit. The Ace, it's all smooth cardstock. It's heavyweight. The cardstock A side has a texture pattern printed on it, but the let's see, here we go. Let's see if this. If I go that way. Anyway, it's hard to see. Let me see if I. Okay, you can see the texture. It's printed, but it's but the surface of the paper is smooth. And then on the B side, you get a coordinating pattern in that color. So these are kind of an ombre diagonal stripe, and then there's little horizontal stripes that go through the diagonal, which is a fun little detail because you'll get some tone on tone. You'll get the pinkish on white, and then you'll get some solid, and it'll just be a really fun pattern to use. And let me show you the colors. We'll kind of lay them out so you can see. And you get 2 sheets of each, which is nice. And then, let's see, trying to keep them all in frame. And there's 8 different colors. Want to make sure I didn't miss any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's the 8th one? It's here. I just, can't miss that green. Okay, so these are all of the colors. See, it's hard to, when I zoom in, it messes with things, but those are all of the colors, and they match perfectly with the kit. And then this is the B-side, where you'll get all of the stripes. So really great for being able to stretch your kits. Also great for die cutting, great for cut files, great for backgrounds, great for layering, great for card making, mini albums, traveler's notebooks, you name it. This is an awesome addition to your kits. Okay, so I am going to zoom out a bit while we go through the embellishments. And then at the end, I will open up all of the die cut packs and show you in detail what is included in them. So these are the embellishments that come in our main kit. You get a pack of puffy alphas, and these are a fun font. I like the kind of the angle and the slant on these. It just, I think it's perfect for the vibe of this kit. You get 160 puffy alphabet, and it includes punctuation and a couple of ampersands. And it's this great, it is a blue, so kind of a mid-tone blue. Not a light blue, not a dark blue, but anyway, love it. And it will stand out perfectly. The height of each of the alphas is about just over 3/4 of an inch. So yeah, so just over 3/4 of an inch. Then we've got these, you know, I'm going to take these out of the cellophane because I hate the glare. I'm going to do the same for this one. It just doesn't do us any good. And I think it distorts the colors as well. So there are the alphas. Well, the lighting just distorts these. But, and then these are the chipboard frames. They're nested, so you get a lot of different frames within each shape. And these these narrow ones in the middle are totally usable. I would totally use that. And it's got words in the center. You get 25 chipboard shapes, And I don't think that that includes these smaller pieces. In fact, I'm sure it doesn't. So, but I would totally use them. Yeah, so it says wander, um, come and go, photo op, sightsee, tour, city, day trip, and good eats. These could be used for absolutely anything. You know, a day at the park, um, you know, hiking, photo op, perfect for anything. Day trip, perfect for anything. Good eats, perfect for anything. And then living the dream. Let's see. Yeah, so these are super versatile. And on my layout, where did I put my page? I layered some chipboard shapes underneath my photos. And it just added a little bit of color. These photos I printed, I think, are 2.5 by 2.5. And so I used the blue one, the green one, and the little city map one. But we had some members in our Facebook group that kind of asked for some different ways to use the frames, and a grid design is a great way to do that. So yeah, so I used those, and then we've got rub-ons, and rub-ons have been making their comeback. People are loving them, and the quality of our rub-ons are amazing. They go on like butter, and you get 2 sheets. This one has some little houses and city buildings, skyscrapers. So depending on how you wanted to use them and what you were doing, you could use the little houses if it was your neighborhood, or if you're in the city, you could use the skyscrapers. This one's super fun. City vibes, took in the sights, and had such a great day. Some clouds, some trees, a park bench, a little light post, a street, and a little van or station wagon. And then this, you get your popsicle stick, and then you get a bunch of different icons and phrases on this one. These are little borders, which will be fun to use. Arrows, some dots. If you wanted to use these individually, they're great for little bullet points on maybe where you went, what you did, and they're ombre as well. So you go from dark to light. And then some phrases. This one says, let's have fun. And then in the background, town and explore everyday adventures. Hey, taxi, rush, 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 best in town, city visit, a boy and a girl. It was incredible. Listened to this, walked a lot, watched this, enjoyed this, went here. Some little flowers, some arrows, a camera. So all kinds of things that are perfect for every occasion. We've also got a set of shaped enamel dots, and you get 60 included in this package. And we've got stars and arrows, hearts and circles, and kind of a modern little flower. And they come, this one is like a matte silver, which is fun. So, great. Great, great, great. Love this. And then we've got a package of 49 cardstock die cuts with foil accents. And I'll open this at the end, but these are the pieces. Let's see. Oh, wait, kind of got it. There we go. Those are all the pieces that come inside. So I'll open this at the end, set that one aside. So that is the rest of the main kit. And then let's go through our embellishment kit. Now this is so much fun. There are so many amazing things in this kit, and they coordinate with all kinds of other things in the kit. So if you go to our website, you'll see some other ideas as well. So let's start here. These are the, let's see here if I can get these. So these are cardstock and vellum die cuts. There are 32 pieces. All of the vellum pieces have a foil printing on them, and then the cardstock ones are just plain printed cardstock. And these are the pieces. Now I've got to kind of mess with the, oh, we got it. So these are the pieces that are included inside, and I will open this at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that. Then we've got a package of 68 puffy silver foil puffy stickers, and there are so many awesome bits and pieces here. Okay, so there are concentric nested circles, and okay, hang on. So you get how many different ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then a dot. So these are a lot of fun. And you get 2 of these. And in fact, I used them on my page as just a detail on top of a couple of my photos. And then on this one too. This is my daughter here, my oldest daughter, Megan. And this is my daughter, Mackenzie. And she's our youngest. And that's a photo of her in Amsterdam. So fun, fun, fun. Okay, so there are lots of different bits and pieces, and the centers of the each one of the shapes pop out. Am I in the right place? No, I'm not. Okay, there we go. So there's that one. I'm just gonna have to try and get creative in the way that I put this back, because I'm not going to try and nest it together. Here is the globe one. It's super cool also. And you just have to be really they're dainty and detailed, so you just have to be careful when you peel them apart. Okay, so here's the globe. never be in the right place. But they're really detailed. They're really a lot of fun. In fact, I'm just going to put this one on the back. But you've got all kinds of different pieces. You've got cameras, you've got pizza, you've got coffee, coffee cups, a map with a magnifying glass, some arrows or triangles, another map with a geotag, a bridge, coffee cup, some leaves, some fun arrows, just all kinds of things, a bicycle, a shopping bag, all kinds of things. So these are really, really, really fun. And then you get a package of mini puffy shapes, which are fantastic. And you get a lot of different bits and pieces. You've got the geotags on top. You've got a variety of different arrows. There's a taxi cab, a fountain, a minivan, a little I was here, street light, or a traffic light, go, left-hand turn, some sneakers, a gas pump, which is great right now considering the price of gas. You can record that for a then and now. Some trees, a couple clouds, some buildings, skyscrapers, and then some that are little houses or a little shop, some little modern little Scandinavian design flowers, some more arrows, and then look at all these little circles with different patterns on them. You've got some that are half circles, some that are full circles, and they all have different colors and patterns on them. There's a little one that says park. So those are really fun. You could build a little scene. Perfect. These would be so much fun for not only a regular layout, but your Pocket Life or Pocket Pages Project Life. If you do traveler's notebooks, if you do memory planners, all of these would be just amazing. A mini album. Did I already say that? Who knows what I said? Okay, so those are super cute. And then these are amazing. These are 22 foam cardstock layered foam stickers. And you get a variety of different phrases that are perfect for, you know, travel, city, home, going to the park, going to the zoo, wander, the perfect place, city vibes. You can use vibes and use the alphas to create your own word, you know, or your own title. Enjoy this, let's go, making memories and explore. And you've got some hearts, some flowers, and a little camera. So those are fun and super bright, bold colors that coordinate perfectly with this kit. Now these are really fun. This is a set of 19 cardstock die cuts, and they are 12 inches wide. And you can create your own little scene. You can use them as a full 12 by 12. You can cut them down and use them as more narrow shapes. You could use them on cards, mini albums, you name it. But what you do with them is you create a skyline, and they all have like different patterns in them. This one has like a little tone-on-tone grid. This one has a little gray with a lighter gray dot. This one has a gray with a tiny diagonal stripe. And then this one is a blue with a little darker blue dot. And then you get a road and some different arrows. So you can layer these and create your own skyline. So, and you can put puffy or foam adhesive in between each layer, and create your own skyline. Put a little road, add the little taxi, and you could add some of the little puffy shapes. There's a fire hydrant and a scooter and a bunch of different arrows in a variety of different colors. Oh, here, let's move these this way. So lots and lots and lots of fun stuff. And you can use this along with our color kit, which I will show you in a moment, but we've got our color kit has a sunburst stencil. So you could use this and make a sunburst beyond your little cityscape. So that's really fun, right? Love that. And like if you had something that was more narrow, if you were using like a mini album, just cut them up. Or, you know, use only a couple. You don't have to use them all on one layout. You can use them on a variety of different layouts. You can cut them and, you know, cut them on a diagonal. There's so many different options. So I could go on and on and on and on and on. So stay tuned, because I will have lots of ideas, and our design team will have lots of ideas to share with you in the upcoming weeks. So these are, show everything in its entirety. So the puffies and the silver puffy, and also the die cuts. So you get a lot of different things to work with in this kit, and they're super fun. So I will go through the cardstock and vellum die cuts at the end. And then let's set these aside, and we will go through. Let's do our Pocket Life kit really quick. So our Pocket Life kit comes with a 6x8 cut apart paper pack, and it's got cut apart cards. It's got little ephemera pieces. There are coordinating dies that go with our ephemera pieces. So you lay the die over the top of it, cuts all your ephemera pieces out at once. And then the stamp set that coordinates with it has just a bunch of different words. So currently exploring, day trip, photo op, good eats, highlights, tourist in my own town, let's wander, let's go here and there, saw so much, around the city, June, what a view, see the sights, loved this experience, love this place, tell the stories, and then a bunch of little detailed stamps. So little diagonal stripe, which you can overlay on different things to just add more detail to it, and some arrows. And then there's a few little tiny, there's a geotag, a little globe, a car, a compass, and a little map. So lots of fun things with that. And then let's open this. These are our cut apart Pocket Life cards and 6x8 papers. And they are all double-sided. We started doing double-sided cards, might have been last summer. Can't remember exactly. But the cool thing is that we have different color stories on each side. So, except for with the die cuts. So this one, obviously, they are different colors, but they are on the same side. So you've got blue and greens and oranges over here, and then you've got a lighter blue, greens, pinks, yellows on this side. So you're and then these are just cut aparts. These, there is no die that goes with this. These are just simple shapes, easy to cut apart. Take a circle punch. You can easily punch these out. And then these others can be trimmed out for the most part with your paper trimmer. And then just snip the edges. So there's that one, and they're the same. And then here are the 4x6 cards. So you get a reddish and blue and green, and then you get a light blue with orange and that lime green. This one says, work hard, dream big. And then there's a little city skyline. These are little line drawings here. Let me see if I can show you that. And then the reverse side, you get the skyline in a lime green, and then the work hard, dream big is in a different color. Okay, so we'll drop that one. These are some of the 3x4 cards. So this is one color story, and then on the reverse side you get another one. This one says the city never sleeps, and this is the 3x4 card that I cut down and kind of pieced together to create this little piece on my grid for my page. So I just cut out some of the lines and squished it together so it fit. So there's one side and there's the other. And you can put some of the little stamped pieces in the little windows here. You could overlap them in different ways. Let's go. You can create a bunch of different combinations. So this one says city, details, dates with a bunch of and notes, perfect for journaling. And there's the reverse side, little journaling spots here, bullet points, and then a ombre of color, little dots. Same thing on this side, just different colors. This is that stripe pattern that you saw in the pattern papers, but it's scaled down. And the colors are a little bit more muted on this side, and then you get the bolder colors on this side. And then you see the little skyline repeated here. Highlights from an awesome day. You could add photos. You could just add a long story. Photo here, journaling, or a little mini caption or title with mini alphas. These are 3x6 cards, and then you get a bunch of word strips. So they say, oh wow, the view from up here is stunning. Cityscape, our town is so beautiful. Found a great bistro, listened to some live music, visited an outdoor market and bought this, a dream come true. We actually went and did this. A museum visit was amazing. We took the scenic route and discovered this. Who knew this was here? what a memory. Oh yes, we did. Bought one of these. It's been on my wish list forever. Everyone is so busy. We tried something different. Took in a movie and ate a great meal. And so there's that. And there's the reverse side. So you get the word strips in different colors here. This one says we got lost. It was hysterical. Good excuse to eat hot dogs in the park. This bakery was incredible. So much to see and experience. This is our local love. What a hidden gem. Okay, this is officially our favorite place. Explore. Discovered this hole in the wall. Wow, we never knew what we were missing. My new favorite and best ever. We enjoyed our hometown like we were tourists. Doing things differently today was so needed. Times like this, or like these, are unforgettable. And then a different color story on the back. And then you get 6 sheets of double-sided pattern papers that have a smaller scale. So these are a tone-on-tone stripe. And then you get a little chevron or some arrows on a diagonal. And then you get these little funky little flowers and leaves. And then this is like a lined notebook paper. And it's large, the lines are large enough. You could have your kids write their stories on this if you wanted to. A little tiny dot. And then this is a scaled down pattern of that ombre that was in our pattern paper. And then you also get a yellow and orange one as well. So those are the Pocket Life. Now let me show you. Let's do these first because I'm going to get things messy here in a minute, and I would rather not have to clean up in between while you guys watch me clean up my mess. Okay, so these are the die cuts from our embellishment kit. And you get some tags, which are great layering pieces. So you get a red one, a blue one, and they're different sizes and shapes. Highlights from an awesome day, hometown, everyday adventure, a boarding pass for a city visit. This one is one of the little patterns from the paper. Let's live in wonder and enjoy life, feel the energy. And then this one says at the park, with a few different word strips. Good times were had by all, experience the new vibes, discover new places, oh the nightlife, and here and there. And then I'm gonna do a sheet of white cardstock so that you can see these. So this has, actually, this has a kind of a little city map on it, and it says out and about around the edge. And I used this one on my grid page as a layer. I also used this one on my grid page. And it's just a little city skyline. You've got a tag with little silver dots. I also used that one. Used a bunch of them. This one says scenic route, a little backpack, camera. Put a few in my hand so that you can see them. Good times, explore, and a sun. Here's another sun. I don't know what that is. Sneakers, or I don't know what to call it. Amazing sights. A geotag with a flower. Little circle. Another little fun shape, or a circle with a fun design in it. And a water bottle. So let's see. So those are all of the die cuts in the Pocket Life kit, and they're super. It's fun because you get a mix of both solid cardstock and then the vellum, so it adds such a nice detail to your page. And we're going back to my layout, but here's that little tag. Here's the circle piece here. Let's see, what else did I use? Oh, and the skyline under my title. So, and see here, I use those little square stamps from May to kind of break out where I wanted to have each one of my grids. Okay, then in our main kit, actually I'm going to, rather than try and hold my hand up, I am going to try and zoom in here so that you can see them close up. Put this here, here. All right, so let's see if we can. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at these. And I'll put some on the sides. So this one says adventure, and it's got a silver border. Love this city. Bought this. Ate this. Saw this. Little cloud. An arrow. A geotag. My feet hurt. I went to New York City and I tried to walk around in flip-flops, and did not go well. And so when we were in Chinatown, I was trying to find a pair of tennis shoes because I couldn't walk another inch, and finding my size was not easy because I have big feet. Discovered new sights and great food. Here's a little tree, can't get enough, a heart, a little compass, an arrow. I love all the colors. They're just so bold and fun. Little cell phone with like Waze or whatever, Google Maps, whatever you use. Always on the go. Another I guess that would be a bush. So many places to enjoy, so little time. Some fun little flowers. A taxi. Look at that. So much fun. I used this on my page. That's a little map. This one says Bistro Lunch. Where's the closest coffee shop? An arrow, a fancy little coffee drink, some more flowers, a skateboard, another flower, let's ride, something new, hustle and bustle, getting from place to place, another arrow, another arrow, another little heart. Gosh, there's so many pieces. Some little trees, another cloud, a little purse or wallet, a camera, let's go here, a backpack, going places, where to next, what a day, a bicycle, let's wander, getting around town, we went here, another cloud, some cute sneakers, worth every dollar, we're here, let's go here, tourist in my own town, love this place, another little heart, a shopping bag, museum visit, bus, Uber, taxi, subway, I love my hometown, stop, a playground, follow the signs, some more arrows, a tree, and a little traffic light. So those are all of the die cuts that come in the main kit. So there's so many things in these kits that are perfect for absolutely any occasion. So let's move those aside, and now let's get a little bit messy. Okay, so first of all, our color kit comes with this awesome stencil. Open it if I... It is a 12 by 12 stencil, so it works on your entire page. You can also use it on smaller pieces. You just need to make sure that you center it. So, and then you also get 3 different Shimmers products. And good grief, sorry for all the crunching. Okay, so each one of them is different. You get a little bottle of Forget-Me-Not vibes. I love the titles of all of their colors. They're very, very clever. And this has a kind of a gold shimmer in it. And when you mix these, you turn them upside down and you're supposed to roll them like this to mix all of the mica that's included or that's floating in the bottle. And then that way your nozzles won't get clogged. So that's how you mix those. This is a Creamies and it's called My Clementine, and these are solid paints. So if you open them and they're solid, don't panic. You just need to take a little bit of water. It would help if I actually... Okay. And just let that sit for a minute and it will activate the paint. And then this one is called Anchors Away, and this is a Shimmers, and it is a liquid paint. So let's kind of do a couple of different things. I'd like to color test them or swatch them for you. And then I would also like to blend them a bit. And there's a bunch of different ways that you can do this. Grab. So I have blending brushes, and then I also, which not everybody has, but most people have the ink blenders, the Tim Holtz ink blenders, so that's what I was looking for. So these are some other ways to blend with these. So I've got a variety of different things. And some paper towels, which are necessary. Okay, so let's put one of these here. And I got one for each different color family. So let's first dropped my paper towel. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I'm doing this on camera. Okay, so first let's, actually I don't want to put a bunch of water in this paint, so you just mix this like this, and you can paint it directly onto your paper like this, or you can blend it. And these are untreated cardstock, so there's no gesso on this. And if you add water, the thing about watercolor is that it follows the water. It doesn't go where it's dry. So if you add more water, you'll get more bleed, and that paint will blend. So you can do that. You can, let's say you decided to just make some polka dots, right? And these are random and whatever, but it just shows you different ways that you can use this. And then, where's my blue paintbrush that I was just using? So then you can take a little bit of paint and add it in different ways to your dots. And then they just, the color will bleed, and you'll have some, gosh, I'm probably giving you motion sickness, right? Around the edge here. You can also use it to, whoops. Let's go here. You could paint your own stripes. And depending on the brush you're using, anyway, and then just add a little bit of water, and it will allow things to bleed a bit. So there is some options. there are some options and some different ways that you can use this. The other thing to consider is the more water you add to it, the lighter the color. So like for instance, if we had a bunch of water here and we wanted to make a lighter color, let's use a bigger brush just for the sake of so you can get really, really light colors if you water it down some. Or you can get really bold colors if you don't. So the shimmers is very, very pigmented and bold, and depending on how you use it, you can get bold colors or more subtle by just simply watering it down. Now, the next one, let's just turn this paper, or we'll just move it this way. Let's use the Forget-Me-Not Vibes. You can spray it directly onto your paper. And this is a great green. It's very similar to the lime green that is in the kit. Or you can spray it onto your craft mats. And you can, if you blot your brush, so you take that extra water out, you can see the pretty shimmer that is included. So that's really a great color. And then if you want something lighter, obviously you add more water and you get a lighter color. One thing to keep in mind for the most part is that if you spray, this didn't actually do it too bad. Different colors are different, but if you spray directly onto or paint directly onto an untreated piece of cardstock, the pigment of the paint or the mist or the watercolor sinks directly into the paper itself. But if you put gesso on top, it leaves a coating and kind of primes the paper so that the color stays on top, and it makes it easy to move it around. So, and the other thing too to think about, which I didn't do earlier, I should have left the blue out a bit. Our kits have a couple of different colors of green. So if you wanted a more like grassy green, you can mix them together. And depending on how much, so you get a lot of different options when you're mixing your colors. Then, grab another sheet of cardstock. Okay. Now let's take a look at the My Clementine, which is a beautiful kind of a peachy orange. So you mix it together like this. And these are a little more opaque. So this is like it's not a super like in your face orange. It's more peachy. So you can kind of see. And when they dry down, so let's take a look at all of the different colors. Let's use some different, okay, this is the blue. And where's my, and then there's the green. So a really fun palette of color for your mixed media. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. And now what I want to do is let's take a look at how these work with our color kit and the stencil. And you can use these as, okay, so here's a sheet of cardstock, and I like gluing down. I'm gonna zoom out just slightly so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. There we go. That's better. Okay. So I'm just gonna take, and this will hold my paper in place. And this is just the Post-it note paper tape. Works for so many different things. I use it for die cutting. I use it for holding stencils in place. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I am going to put this up towards the top of my page. I'm gonna leave a little bit of a white border at the top, and oops, let's see. So I will attach that there. I think you can get this stuff on Amazon. It's a little bit expensive for, you know, a roll of paper tape, but it lasts forever. You get 36 yards on in a roll, so it will last you a good long time. And it's also great for labeling things. So, you know, you can, if your kit comes and you want to label it, you tear a piece off, add it to your Ziploc bag, and it's matte like a Post-it note, so you can write on it with a pen and it won't bleed. Okay, so let's take, we'll do this twice. So let's first, we'll do it with the orange. I just want to make sure that I don't have a bunch of blue on my paintbrush. Okay, so I'm gonna add a bunch of water to my glass mat here, and then use my brush, and I'm gonna pour a bunch of this onto my glass mat. And then I'll do part of it with one of these ink blending brushes. So I just put it here, and so I wanna bring the color out. I'm actually gonna kind of daub this down because when you wet your paper, there's cat hair. Sorry, we have cats. Cat hair goes everywhere, and there must have been cat hair on this. They try to get in my boxes. Okay, so there's that. If you do it like that, you kind of have to daub it, because when your paper gets wet, if you're going to take this sponge and start scrubbing and going in a circular motion, I think you're going to break up your paper, the surface of your paper. So let's do that. Then I'm going to, and you can mix colors. So like if you get your color kit month after month, and you'll end up with a variety of different products and colors, and you can mix these up to create the perfect shade for what you're working on. Now, these, I just want to make sure. I think that this might have been dirty, so we might get some pink in here, but and you can build on these, so when it dries, you can add more color to it. All right. I'm going to spray a bunch more water in this and just let it sit for a minute. And then on this other side, let's start with the blue. And you'll see the difference with each one. So the color of the peach is kind of light. So we'll do the blue. And I'll take a different paintbrush, and I'll add, actually, I'm just going to take it off the lid. I'm going to add a little bit onto my glass mat. Add some water. And kind of blend it together. Okay, and then I'm going to take this. And because this is a little bit darker, it'll show up a little bit better. And what I start doing is I start kind of blending on my glass mat. Okay. Or you can use a blending brush, and this one is clean. And it gives a different look, and it allows you a little bit more control on how much water you're putting down. So there's the blue, and then let's do the green. And like you don't have to use all the colors at once. This one, we'll start here. And then we'll do a blending brush. So my preference is, I like blending using the blending brushes a little bit more, because they just allow you more control, and they allow you to put a little bit less color on at once. And they allow you to have a little less or a little more control on how much color you're putting down. Okay, let's try this. So when we peel this up, I'm actually going to take a paper towel just so that it doesn't pick up the extra, so I don't make a mess. But it allows you to create a sunburst. And depending on, you know, which method you use, this one was a blending brush, this one was a blending brush, and this one was a blending brush. And I think it just gives you a cleaner, a cleaner look. But if you use this along with your embellishment kit, these little die cuts, how cute is that? I mean, you could do it in a solid color too, but it allows you to build a fun scene. If you use the peach, it looks like a sunset. If you use the green or the blue, it looks like the day. So anyway, that's really cute, right? The other thing is that you can add some variation of color. Now, see, I have all these things everywhere. So if you move this, let's say, or actually don't slide it, but just kind of move it that way. And, oh, say hi, Boba. Okay, so I'm going to do it with the brushes for this. So let's start with the blue. You can add a little more color and you'll get some variation to your sunburst. So here, add a little bit more orange. Excuse the cat hair, my gosh. So I have this, it's shedding season, so. But by moving this to the side a little bit, you're going to be able to get a lot more color. And you can continue until each one of the little white areas have been colored, but it gives you kind of an ombre color. So that is how that works. I think it's super cool, and you just really have a ton of, I guess that was kind of dumb. Gives you a lot of different ways that you can use your stencil. And you can spin it. If you were to like start it on your page, you could continue to spin it all the way around. And using a bunch of different colors, and then you could have like kind of a rainbow sunburst, which is maybe something that I can kind of play with, and then maybe I can try that on a future one of our Sundays. So let's let me move these out of the way because they don't belong here. Put those over there. Okay, so that was the color kit. The next thing that I want to show you is our stamp. And the stamp is right here. And I think I need to find a block. So this is our stamp. And let me see if I have or can find a stamp block that is large enough. Okay, well, we will use this. Okay, so this is my Misty. I have a 12-inch one too, but I don't like it at all. I feel like it doesn't stamp evenly. It's very difficult to put pressure. Okay, so just eyeball this. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Alrighty. Oh, nice. I'm gonna flip it down. Okay. Okay. Okay, so put your paper in here. Lay your stamp where you want it to go. And this is a brand new stamp, so it has not been seasoned at all. So usually when that happens, the ink sometimes like pulls. Okay, so let's do this. So what you do, oops, is you put your stamp face down, and then okay, so let me grab an ink pad. We'll just do this one because it's what I could find. There's a lot of different ways that this stamp can be used. It can be used just like this, and it creates a super it creates just that perfect like grungy mixed media look. And you'll see on this first one where the ink kind of pulled on it because the stamp was not seasoned. So the nice thing about having this Misty is that you get you can place it exactly where it was. Okay, let's do this. Do that again. Okay, let's try this again. again. And these inks will smooth out also. So. Use this paper towel. But here you'll get a better view of how it stamps. So you have all these different dots of different sizes, and it just adds really fun texture. And so for instance, if so that is a sticky mat, and it's brand new, so it's got a lot of sticky to it. So if you don't have a MISTI and you don't have a stamp block that is large enough, you can use, just put your stamp down on your craft mat or whatever it is that you have, okay? And you can ink it up directly on your craft mat and take your paper and lay your paper on top of it. The thing that you have to be careful with when you do it like this is you have to be careful not to touch the edges, or make sure that the edges of your stamp don't have ink on them, because sometimes you'll get, see right here, that background or the edge of your stamp. But you can layer them to create a background. So like this time I'm being a little more careful. Okay, so there you go. So it in essence has created a really cool look. And this is Catherine Pooler ink, and it is water reactive. So if this brush has orange on it, let's try this one. So if you add splatters of water on it, you'll see how the pigment picks up, and you get even a further distressed look. So the water just makes the pigment bleed towards the outside of the water droplet. So that's kind of cool. Now, you can also use, I'm gonna clean this off a little bit because purple makes almost everything muddy except for blue and pink. And that is not a lot of what we've got going on here. Okay, so the other thing that you can do is, grab another sheet of cardstock. I'm just going to dry this off here. I'm also going to use a piece of this tape here and here. And let's add a bunch of Let's go orange on it. This one. Okay. So I'm going to add some blue here. And then I'm just going to take my stamp and I am going to just load it with this paint. And then I'll just drop it on my page. And let the paint absorb into the paper. And then let's just do another layer of it over here. And then I'll clean this off. And depending on how much water you've added, for instance, we'll just do some of this green. And we're just gonna drop this. Let's try here. And here. And you've created that mixed media background. And it gives you a little bit more control over where your color is going, as opposed to if you were just going to use your like a packaging technique or something along those lines. So this way you've got more control on where your pigment is going and kind of how far it's going to expand out. And you see how it blends a little bit. And the other thing to keep in mind too is that when you do mixed media, you need to make sure that you add enough, because if you don't, the most of it just ends up getting covered. So you want to make sure that you've got enough that's going to peek out the edge. And the other thing to think about, if you use this, if you use shimmers and you let it dry in between each layer, the layer or the colors build upon one another and don't blend. So, and let's just kind of dry this one up, and we'll add a little bit more blue. But if you look, I'll show this in just a second, but you'll be able to see the shimmer in both colors. But let's do this. And we'll add some blue here. We'll add some blue. Okay. You can spin it and you'll get some of these little dots on the outside. if you want to have some little green dots. So you can use just portions of the stamp as well. And as it dries, you can see the shimmer. And the shimmer is really evident in both, but specifically in the vibes. So if you do this, something like this, and then you want to layer over the top of it. I'm going to try and be a little careful because I don't want to get these wet, but you've got this cool background. And then you can build beyond that. And you could use that, your stencil, you could use like texture paste, and it would kind of cloud out some of the color on the upper part of your page. But so anyway, so that's the stamp. The stamp is sold on its own. It's not part of a kit. And yeah, so it's a super fun product to use. Oh my gosh, let's see. Hi Kim. I missed your comment. I'm sorry. You might be gone now because it's probably your bedtime. Our graphic designer, Kim Watson, lives in South Africa. And my friendship with her is a perfect example of how, our like online groups are such a great way to meet people who live on the opposite ends of the globe. Okay, so I'm gonna clear this up, and then I'm gonna quickly show you our dies. And I am going to die cut them all at one time. But I need to find my lids. The other thing too, the creamies, any kind of pan watercolor or cake watercolor or anything that's solid like that, you want to make sure that it dries entirely before you put the lid on it, because if you don't, it will get moldy. So keep that in mind. Now, okay, yep, my husband says that I need to clean my office because it is a disaster zone, and I'm going to fall and injure myself. And he might just be right, because it keeps getting worse. When your floor starts being a surface to store things. Okay, so I'm just grabbing my die cutting machine, and go. All right. So we have a few different things. And I need white. Where did I put my white cardstock? All right, so let's take a look at our dies. we have 3 dies this month, and they're super fun, and I'm really excited about them, and I think you're gonna love them too. So let me just put this cardstock down a little bit. The other thing too is if you have a mixed media background, you can take your mixed media background and you can die cut out of it. But you need to make sure it's dry before you try and do that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. Our first die is a foldable tag die with a window. And let's put it here. So I'm just going to set it here. I'll take my tape and put it on top. And then I'm going to turn on my die cut machine and feed everything through it. And this will work with a big shot or whatever you have. This is just what I happen to have. Okay, so you end up, oh, yeah, forgot, sorry. Let me try this again because we need to do so this is, I have a pair of tweezers and I don't know where they are. Okay, well, so this, when your dies come together like this, you can leave them like this, but this one you don't want to, because this is a, you want to be able to cut this out, so this should be solid. So I am going to take another sheet of cardstock. Let's try this again. Put it down, lay my die over the top, and put this down. I should have known better. But this particular die works great for a variety of different things. You can use it to make a mini album. You can use it to, on your layouts, to, here in a second. Okay, now we got it. Okay, so it is scored, so you can fold it. Use my bone folder. Actually, bone folder. Here we go. So scored here, so you can move this side a bit. I didn't score it exactly right, but you can use it as a page for a mini album, and you could put a ring through the holes and have a bunch of different little pages. You could have your photo. I have a little photo somewhere, but for instance, like if you had, where's some of my little pieces? Okay, so let's say you have a photo here, and it is so your photo is here. You have it glued down here, right? So it's coming through the window, and you glue this top piece here so that it's doubled and it's reinforced, so that when you put your ring through the hole, it's not going to tear easily. And then you can open your page like this. So you've got a photo, you can open it up, there can be another photo, there can be journaling for that photo, or you can make a shaker pocket with this by simply adding a little bit of foam adhesive in between, and then take a strip of foam adhesive and put it around the circle, and then put your little tchotchkes inside, whether that happens to be paper confetti or sequins or whatever. You could also, this would work perfectly for this sketch that I used my page for. So rather than having each individual piece, you could have each piece be a die cut, and you could have an interactive page where you've got stuff here and you've got stuff here. If you didn't want to have this piece, you could just tuck it underneath. And there you go. You've got a perfect little grid, and you could use any of the subtle pattern papers to cut this out of. So this one's super. Also, as I'm just thinking about this, if in fact you had this, if depending on how many colors you've got and how you swatch your colors, you could just kind of glue this, put this down, and then if you wanted to, you could use this as a swatch. So color swatch the bottom, and then you can write whatever color it is, either here or on the back. Yeah, would be a great little swatch book. So you could do, have one for all of your shimmers. You could have one for inks. You could have one for texture paste, modeling paste, all kinds of things, but you could use it as a little swatch book and create your own little paint chips. So there is another idea for that one. And then just put them all on a ring, and you can sort them by color, and it will make it easy to find the exact color that you're looking for. Okay, so that is that one. Let's take a look at the others. Told you I was long-winded. I warned you. And part of it is that there's just so much stuff. Where are the other dies? Okay, here's this one. And everywhere. Yep, it is. Okay, so this is our skyline die, and it's got all the little windows, and let's just pop it through my die cutting machine. And this is a really detailed die, so I am going to add a shim on this one. All right, let's try this. Cardstock there. Okay, so do this. I'm gonna lay this down. Sometimes if you have really detailed dies, having a shim makes it cut better. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my plate, my lower plate, my upper plate, a couple of shims, and my plastic plate. And I'm going to feed it through. I might run this through twice also. Okay, so take this off, and then here's my little, I've got this little brush thing, and it helps to remove some of the tiny little pieces. I use it before I pull this out of my die cutting machine, or out of the die, because there's all these tiny little windows, and it saves me having to weed out all the little pieces. Okay, so here's the die. Look how cute that is, and look at all the detail on that one. I love it. And so you could take this and you could do several of them and piece them on the bottom. Great for pocket life. If it's too wide, snip it where you need to snip it. Or if you're doing a traveler's notebook, you could snip it down just a tad. And create more than one layer. So it could look like that. And you could just continue to do that all the way up a page. That would be really fun. And if you did it in colors, so let's say you did it with the with our cardstock kit in all of the different colors, you could create a rainbow of little buildings as almost like a border or a stripe along your page. So, and would be a great anchor point for your photos. You could tuck your photos behind. You could use it for, again, for cards, for pocket life, for mini albums, for planners, for the list goes on and on and on. So that's a super cool one. And then there is one more. One more. And then I will let you go enjoy your day. How long have I been going? Except I know it's just going to be forever. Oh my. Okay. I can't even tell. Okay, so then we also have this super cute border die. And this is the torn edge notebook paper, torn page border die. And simply tape it down. And like I said, one piece of this tape, you can use it over and over and over again. Okay, so I'm going to feed this through. The other thing to think about too, when you run your dies through your die cutting machine, if you put them on a diagonal like that, they'll cut better. Because if you do it like this, the pressure is constant all the way down. So if you do it like this, I think it works better. I saw it on YouTube or TikTok or something along those lines. Boy, if you guys could see my office at the moment, it's bad. Hi, Heather. I'm glad you're here. Just finishing up, but you can watch the replay for sure. Okay, so here is this. This is not. Okay, what am I doing here? Ah. Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. Okay, so there's a way that this is supposed to be used. So you take it on your paper like this, and you put it on the edge. I just did this wrong. So you can make this go as far as you want it to go. I have shims here that don't need to be had. Okay, so let's try this again. And I'll show you. So it does not cut the inside of your paper. And it does not cut from the top or the bottom. Okay, so here we've got scissors. Okay. So I'm going to cut the edge here and here. And the outside edge is going to peel away. So in essence, you've got a torn piece of notebook paper, but what you can do is you'll be able to feel the edge of the die when you lay it over your page again. So if you lay this flat and you roll this across, at least I thought that that would be the case. Okay, so should could. Okay. So you want to lay it on the edge here, tape it down, and then you can run it through again. Oops, that did not work, did it? Did not tape. All right. Okay, so there is like that. This here. Feed it through. So you'll get that. You can even use this little piece as a detail layering piece. Alrighty, so then you peel this off and you've got a whole edge of notebook. And then it's also serrated as well, if you wanted it to be. But you could leave it just as it is. So that's the final die. You can see all the detail there. Alrighty, friends. Does anybody have any questions? I know that this went on forever and I'm afraid to see how long it went. So I'm just not gonna look. But so next week I will come up with a project to share with you using all of these amazing products. Our design team is just now receiving their kits, so they will be sharing their projects with you in the very near future. And yeah, so if you have any questions about any of the kits, you can find them on our Facebook or on our website. Put this here so that I get rid of the glare. So if you have any questions about any of the products included in our kits, check out our website. All the links are included in the description box below. If you liked this video, even if it was a little bit long, I would love it if you would give us a like on our video and subscribe to our channel. We add new process videos every single day, and hit that notification bell and it'll send you a little reminder that we've got something new, and everything's worth watching. So our design team members are so talented, and you will find endless inspiration in their projects. If you have any suggestions on some things that you'd like to see, if you'd like to see more basic things, if you'd like to see mixed media, if you'd like to see techniques, and not finished projects, if you'd like to see finished projects, or if you'd like to do scrap with me, where I teach you start to finish how to make a specific page and you can scrap along real time in real time. I can do that too. I'm totally open to your suggestions. So yeah, so if you have any questions or any suggestions or comments, leave them in the comments below and I will be sure to answer. And so until next week, I want to thank you all for joining me. I look forward to these every single week, and I am apologize for having this one be as long as it was, but there was a lot to go through. And for those of you who managed to stick with me till the end, I I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, until next week, you guys have a great week. I hope you find time to do something creative and make something pretty. And I will see you all in 7 days, next Sunday. I'll talk to you later. Bye.